Number 7, assuming an angle in quadrant 1. Find the exact value of tangent secant inverse 10 over 3. Now, it tells me assuming quadrant 1, but it actually wouldn't even have to tell me this. Here's basically what's happening. If you were, when we talked about earlier in the year, when you have back-to-back or a composition of trig functions, if you think of in terms of the hand trig, what's happening is you're going to one trig function always flips the hand over, but a second one will flip it right back to how we started. So you need to ask yourself, are we starting with the x, y's, and h's, or are we starting with an angle? What's given to me here?
It's a secant. That's an angle.
This is actually not an angle. This is, if it's inverse, this is going to be side length. So secant is the reciprocal of which function? Cosine. If cosine angle is x over h, this particular problem would be h over x. Now the reason I say they didn't even have to tell us it's assuming in quadrant 1, because the inverse is only allowed in the first two quadrants that you can have a positive or negative, which means it can only be for cosine here or here. It had to be in quadrant 1 or quadrant 2, and since the x is positive, it has to be in quadrant 1. But either way, assume it's in quadrant 1. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to draw a random triangle in quadrant 1. Now you always begin at the origin. How I see people mess up is they're like, oh, draw a triangle in quadrant 1, and they go this way. That's going to be mad magic. Go from the origin. Go from here, draw it this way. This tells me my h is 10, and my x is 3. Now, what it's asking us to find is the tangent. What is tangent's relationship? Y over x. Now, since this trig function would flip it to an angle, this will flip it back. So we're actually going to look for our answer here will be whatever the y value is over the x, which we already know x is 3. We just need to find y. How do we find y? Your Pythagorean theorem. So x squared plus y squared equals a squared. X squared is 3 squared. What is 3 squared? 9. So 9 plus y squared will equal, what is 10 squared? 100. So y is the square root of 91. Can we reduce that? I don't think so. So I'm just going to leave the answer as the y is square root of 91. And so I'd have square root of 91 over my x value of 3. That would be your answer. This value.